By the way, how freaking amazing is this cup? I feel like this is my new child. Alright, so it is day 2 of 15 days of foundation. If you're new here, we're testing out a new foundation every single day for 15 days. I'm going to leave the 15 days playlist down below in case you want to go watch all the other reviews, but today we're doing the Cover FX Cover Click Cover Stick Cream Foundation. As you can see, it's super freaking tiny. This is the smallest stick foundation that I own. I have lots of stick foundations. I'm going to be doing the Ulta stick foundation coming up in the 15 days. This one is brand new. I haven't heard anyone talk about this yet. I saw it on the Sephora website and I was super intrigued. So this retails for $18. It obviously appears that you get less product in this than you would in a stick foundation like this. I'm going to break down the cost in a second so you can see how it actually pans out. The idea with this is that there's kind of 3 sticks in this collection. Looking online, there's the Correct Click, so kind of color correcting. There's the Enhance Click and then the Cover Click. So this is the Cover Click. This is supposed to be like the foundation click. It's kind of ironic that they call it click because this actually doesn't click at all, just winds up. I didn't get the Correct Click or the Enhance Click. The Correct Click is basically color correcting. I don't really believe in color correcting. I think it's kind of an unnecessary step. The Enhance Click is kind of like a illuminator, glowy thing depending on your skin tone. So we're just going to be talking about the Cover Click, but this does come in that set of 3 for $44. This one alone retails for $18. So let's talk about the actual price. You get 0.2 ounces of product in here. Just for comparison, in the Makeup Forever Stick Foundation, you get 0.44. In the Maybelline Fit Me Stick, you get 0.32. And then the Ulta Stick Foundation, you get 0.25. So if you break it down, if this stick foundation was the same ounces as this stick foundation, this one would actually be cheaper. This would be $39.60 and this is $44. So even though this one looks super tiny and like you're kind of getting ripped off, this is actually a better deal than the Makeup Forever Stick Foundation. Cover FX is usually amazing at having a wide variety of different shades for different skin tones, which I love. There's 36 shades in this whole Click line, but there's 24 shades in the Cover foundation. I'm going to insert a screenshot of the shade breakdown right here, but the majority of the shades fall in the neutral range. I have the shade N10. You'll see how that shade applies and looks on my skin in the demo part of this video, but I like the shade. I think it matches pretty well. So I want to do a shade comparison of the custom covered drops if you have those. This is in the shade N10 of the drops, and this is N10 in the Cover Stick foundation. They're both pretty neutral. This one is definitely a shade to 2 shades lighter. So if the drops are too dark for you, this would probably work. So there's not a whole lot of claims about this product, but let's read what it does say. It says it's a foundation and concealer in one for contouring, highlighting, concealing, and covering. So you technically could get different shades of this if you wanted to use it as like a cream contour and highlight. It says this cult favorite, I love how it's a cult favorite, but it's like brand new, offers ultimate blendability and leaves a finish that mimics the look of, natural skin. Paraben and sulfate free, the product is vegan. It says it's supposed to be an ultra creamy stick version of Cover FX's best-selling Total Cover Cream Foundation. So I have combination skin with cystic acne. I like more full coverage foundations so you can't see my acne. Also in this video I tried out the custom enhancer drops to show you guys. These are brand new from Cover FX and they're supposed to be amazing, so we shall see. While you're watching, if you like this video and you're excited about 15 days of foundation, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so I know. If you want to see how this foundation applies and wears throughout the day, we're going to be checking in throughout the day. You're in the right place, just keep watching. Alright, so I've already washed, moisturized, primed my face. I use my Shiseido Multi-Solution Gel. I use that every day. It's a really good base and also moisturizes the face. This is out to party. Between day 1 and day 2, there was a couple days in between since these are a little bit pre-recorded. So this guy has come up. There's some down here. I definitely break out from the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I now know that for a fact. So I'm excited to try out this guy. Look how cute he is. My roommate is still asleep right now, so I'm like trying to be semi-quiet. I have the shade N10. Oh my god. This is so tiny. This is the first time I'm taking it out of the thing. This is like, look how tiny this is. This is nice for traveling. So it says you can either apply this with your fingers, a brush, or a sponge. I don't really like applying foundation with my fingers, so I'm going to go in with a sponge on one side of my face and a brush on the other. My favorite brush for applying cream foundations is usually this e.l.f. brush. I'll link it down below, but this is what I use with all of my stick foundations. It works awesome. I was expecting a click, not gonna lie. Let's see how far it goes. So that's all the product you get right there. Alright, let's do this. So I think I'm going to use the... Whoa, this is not as like smooth as I thought. kind of tugs on the skin as you glide it on. We're going to go in first with that, and I'm going to go in with the brush. Okay, first thoughts already, this doesn't blend out nearly as easily as the Makeup Forever Stick foundation, which I did a full review on if you want to see that. Yeah, this is like way harder to blend out. I might try and prime this side of my face to see if a primer helps. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And just from this, it's looking like medium coverage. Doesn't feel like anything really. Let's do this side of the forehead. Yeah, this is way harder to blend out. Shade-wise, the shade looks good. Once we have blush, bronzer, and everything on, it'll look good. It definitely is light, so that's nice. Here's the difference between this side and this side. Still looking like medium coverage just with that one layer. I'm going to add a primer to this side of my face to see if it'll help glide it on. So I'm going to add a little bit of Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. Why am I doing this with my left hand? My fingers are like gliding over this side of my face, so I hope the stick will do. Already, this feels like it's gliding on easier. I'm going to use the brush on part of it just so we can compare really quick, and then I'll do sponge for the rest. Yeah, okay, blends out way easier with that smoothing primer on. So I'm going to use a sponge now just to see the kind of coverage we can get with this. Definitely harder to blend out with a sponge, and I feel like it's actually giving less coverage. I typically don't like sponges for cream foundations. I think brush works the best. Even with the primer, it doesn't feel like it glides on as easy or blends out as easy as any of the other stick foundations I have. Shade-wise, I think I could have actually gone a shade up. This looks a little bit light. I know it'll look fine once I have everything else on, but right now it's looking a tad ghostly, which if you're lighter than me, then this is good. As far as how it's sitting on the skin, it looks really nice. It doesn't look foundation-y. It looks a little bit dry on my forehead. It's kind of clinging onto some dry patches on my forehead. But let's go in for a second layer, see how it builds, and see if we can get more coverage out of this. I also feel like I'm having to apply quite a bit. Like I'm going to run out of this in like a day. Okay, so now that I have a second layer on, it looks like a solid medium coverage. I don't think it's totally full coverage. You can still see some of my scarring peeking through, the zit showing through. The finish from here down looks pretty good. It just looks like skin. From here up, it looks like it's clinging to some dry stuff. I'm going to show you guys a close-up in a second. It feels nice. It doesn't feel sticky or anything. It feels like it sets pretty quick. I think once I apply a setting spray and powder, the texture up here will kind of chill out. I also got the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops. These just basically look magical, so I might as well apply these on camera too. So I'm going to do the concealer and stuff really quick and then show you guys how the drops apply. Okay, so before I set my face with the powder, I'm going to go in with these drops. Typically, if you're applying any kind of liquid highlighter, you want to apply it before your powder. If you put a liquid on a powder, weird shit happens. I do set my under eyes first because typically I'm not going to be putting like highlighter under my eyeballs. This is what the bottom looks like. How freaking pretty. I have the shade Celestial. This was the lightest shade. I'm going to shake them up. Okay, take back what I just said. I think I'm going to powder my forehead and leave this part without powder just because I feel like this is the only part that really needs powder up here. So I'm going to use the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder. This is my only loose setting powder I use. It's the only one that doesn't make my skin look super funky, and this is one of my favorite setting powders to use, period. That definitely helped to settle some of the texture on the forehead. Alright, we're going in. So these are supposed to be like super metallic-y. I'm going to swatch it really quick just so I see how much to put on my face. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that sheen. Sign me up. Alright, this is beautiful. Put a tiny bit of this on my nose. Oh, that's a lot. You can use these as a highlighter or mix them in with foundation. Plan more because why not? So right now it is 9:26 in the morning. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and we'll be right back. Alright, so the rest of my makeup's on. It is now 9:53 a.m. I don't even remember what time I said last time. 9:20, 9:25, who knows. It looks really nice right now. I did have a little bit of trouble blending my bronzer and blush on top of it, but as far as how it overall looks, it looks really nice. It looks like a satin matte finish, nothing too dewy, not too matte. Where I didn't apply powder down here, it feels nice, it feels fully set, so I'm excited to see how this wears throughout the day. Alright, so it's 1:19. Foundation's been on for about 4 hours now. Let's take a look. Whoa. think it looks literally exactly the same as 4 hours ago when we applied it, which is awesome. There's no creasing around my mouth. Around the nose area looks really good, which is usually where my foundation starts breaking down. Looks like I'm starting to get a tiny bit shiny on the forehead, but nothing major at all. Looks really nice. Looks just as good as when I first applied it. I don't think I really have anything else to report right now. It looks good. We'll check back at the end of the night. Alright, so it's now 6:11. So the foundation's been on for about 9 hours. Got my green smoothie. So looking at my face now, it looks pretty damn good. It definitely looks more dewy than it did this morning, which I actually like. I don't think it's to the point where it looks super oily. It looks a little bit more reflective because of this light. I don't think it looks super oily. I actually like the way it's kind of worn throughout the day, and I actually like it better now than I did when I first applied it. I don't think it really oxidized at all. My blush bronzer highlight is still on. Around the nose area it's breaking down a tiny bit, but nothing like what I normally get, so it actually looks pretty good. I have no smile lines, so that's awesome. And overall, I like it. I'll definitely be wearing this again. If you're gonna get this, just be aware that it really doesn't blend out easy. That's a major downside to me. The Makeup Forever Stick Foundation literally just glides on and blends out and you can't even feel it. This one you definitely have to like work into your skin and blend out. The primer did help a lot, so I'll probably be playing around with different primers and seeing which one works best. The other small downside just for me is the coverage. I would like a tiny bit more coverage. It definitely has less coverage than the Makeup Forever one, but it built up nicely. I still feel like I totally have enough coverage right now, and you can always go in and add coverage with concealer. But yeah, by the way, I did change my lip color from the beginning. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Dolce K, which looks so much darker on me than everyone else. So if you guys like this video and you're excited for 15 days of foundation, give it a thumbs up so I know. You can always comment down below with any foundations you want me to try out in this series. I read all of your comments and I respond to as many as I can. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.